On Britain's streets, a battle is raging.
He hasn't had his rent for ages. He's owed 24 grand, boss.
It is disgraceful.
Over 11 million of us rent.
This house is hell for us.
But thousands fall victim to rogue landlords.
They are rat droppings.
It's really, really nasty.
On the other side, there are 2 million private landlords and counting.
I'm just so angry.
But many face financial ruin at the hands of tenants from hell.
You've put my family into debt.
Oh, disgusting.
In this series, we follow the heroes who take slum landlords down
That's got to come out. Start a fire, electrocute somebody.
and the experts whose job it is to evict nightmare tenants.
Get that away, man.
The court said you should have been out 2 weeks ago.
The number of tenants falling into rent arrears has doubled in 6 years. For a landlord, when those tenants are also living in your family home, it's a whole lot worse, as one West Yorkshire man found out. In Yorkshire, Craig Thornton, a factory worker, is visiting the house that he's been renting out. It's been in his family for 3 generations. Craig inherited the house when his granddad died 2 years ago.
It's where my grandma and granddad lived, and I live with them. I'm emotionally attached to it. It's not just a property, it's my grandma and granddad's still. I still call it grandma and granddad's. I don't call it my house, it's still theirs.
For Craig, getting a tenant who would look after the place was vital.
This is back.
So Craig chose to rent the house to someone he thought he could trust, a man who used to work with his mum in the local chip shop.
He told my mum that he needed somewhere to live, so my mum said, oh, well, I'll have a word with our Craig. So I said, yeah, why not?
The first sign of trouble came when the neighbours complained about the tenant's cats.
I noticed that it was smelling a bit, and I just said, look, get it tidied, and he said he would, and then he obviously hasn't.
3 months ago, things took a more serious turn when the tenant lost his job and stopped paying the rent. Now £1,800 down, Craig's called in Chris Sharp from the Landlord group for help. Today, they're in court attempting to gain a possession order to start the eviction process. But the tenants are fighting it, complaining about damp and the state of the property.
We know it's nonsense because what he's complaining about, you actually fixed at the outset.
Yeah.
You were doing the pointing, weren't you?
Yeah, and the scaffolding was still up when he moved in.
Yeah.
So that's proof that it's been done.
Yeah.
So it's just a joke.
I will do what I can to get the order today.
Hopefully.
It's make or break for Craig. If the judge believes the tenant and adjourns the case, it may take another 6 months before he gets his house back.
Try not to worry, Craig. Fingers crossed, and let's see what we can do.
Just a few minutes later, and the hearing is over.
Got the order for possession. Brilliant.
The relief is, well, I can't describe it. I really can't describe it. I'm going to phone Mrs. and then I think I'm off for a pint. I'll ring her now. 14-day possession order. Don't swear. Don't swear. But he didn't even turn up. He didn't turn up. You're making me cry. Ah, bloody hell. So, yeah, it's a big relief. Right, I'm going. All right, love you. See you, mate. Told you I'd cry. Thank God for that. So I just can't wait to get them out.
Craig can only hope that the tenants will now leave quickly and quietly. Otherwise, he has one more hurdle to overcome. He'll have to pay bailiffs to throw them out.
If they don't move out, will you instruct the bailiffs?
Yes.
Thousands of landlords believe that renting out a second property is a stress-free way to bring in another income. But there's a new breed of savvy renter out there who'll use every trick in the book to live in your home almost rent-free. Donovan Nelson, a successful music entrepreneur, is on his way to check on one of his properties, where a troublesome tenant hasn't paid any rent in over 7 months.
She comes up with all these crazy excuses. One moment she was going to the bank to pay the money in and she was robbed. She said so many different things, from dropping her wallet to saying her father's just died to... It's been endless stories. At one point, she even said she's going to do laptop dancing to bring some funds in. And I keep on saying to her, that's not my concern. So she's just like a woman of great stories.
Tired of the increasingly outlandish excuses, Donovan offered his tenant a deal.
When the rent became like 7 to 8 months in arrears, I said to her, look, let's just call it a day and can you just move out, forget the money, and then we can have the property back. And she's been wrong and strong and just won't move.
Desperate and out of options, Donovan is now taking his tenant to court to have her evicted.
We're here.
It's the day before the case is due to be heard, and Donovan is making one last attempt to agree a deal with his tenant. He hasn't seen her in 2 years.
Up there. We bought a property for an investment. The first 2 years was fantastic. Then for the last 3 years, it's been a nightmare. And all we're trying to do now is just find peace. So it has been very stressful. She must be at work, maybe. It makes you a bit frustrated to think that she's working and she's not paying the rent, but she's happy to just stay there forever at my expense. It makes you want to keep the door off and just change the locks, but you can't do that. Legally, I can't do that. She says, see you in court, I'll fight you there.
With no sign of his tenant, Donovan's hopes of reclaiming his flat now rest with the upcoming court case. Two weeks have passed since Craig Thornton won a possession order for his rental property, and today's the day his tenants are due to move out. Although they owe him £1,800 in unpaid rent, if they haven't left, he'll have to pay more for bailiffs to evict them.
I'm angry. I've been down this morning and had a look, and light in kitchen were on, and I've spoke to the next door neighbour and he says they're still there. Yeah, they're still here, aren't they?
And to really rub salt in the wound, the tenants are now complaining about faulty electrics.
You can knock on the door and just say that you've come to do socket and light switch.
Legally, Craig still has to make and pay for repairs, so has arranged for his friend Kyle, an electrician, to take a look.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Peter.
Hi.
Do some repair works on sockets and switches, what need repairing.
Okay.
They come in and do them.
Gosh, go.
Right. Get me tackle out of van.
Yeah, no problem.
For Craig, it's not just about the unpaid rent. The house used to belong to his grandparents, and this is personal. His relationship with tenant Peter Watts has completely broken down.
That's Peter. I'm not speaking to him. I can't be incriminated. I'll stay here, mate. Cellar light switch, and one at top at the stairs. Top at cellar.
In here?
Yeah.
Peter the tenant shares the house with his brother and his mother, Mary. Craig wants to know why they haven't moved out today, as the court has ordered.
You not had a possession order from court?
No.
Right.
Nothing.
Right.
And legally, until I get that, I don't have to move.
I went to court on first, and I got a possession order, so
Well,
that's today.
Unfortunately, we couldn't go on the first because we was actually looking at another property,
Right.
which we've got.
Now I'm angry.
Tenants Peter and Mary are keen to give their side of the story.
I'm not going to
Excuse me, I'm
disagree
going
with the
to
fact that I owe rent, which is
Right.
fair enough. But I've been told that I don't have to move out until I get formal bails for it, and I've not received that.
Peter was working originally and is become unemployed. Obviously, we can't afford the rent. The neighbours do not like cats. So what can I do?
Now I'm angry. They haven't got out, so I'm going to instruct bailiffs either tomorrow or Monday, latest Monday.
It's not doing you well, is it, mate?
That house were absolutely spotless when they moved in. Spotless.
You're never normally an angry person, really, are you?
Not really, no. We'll go for a pint. Yeah. I smelt inside. What would it like, Kyle? Nasty.
Music entrepreneur Donovan Nelson is owed over £5,000 in unpaid rent by his tenant. Today, he's heading to court, hoping to have her evicted from the one-bedroom flat he rents to her in New Cross.
I'm hoping that it goes in my favour, but with the court system, you just don't know, because she's trying to do everything in her power to extend her stay. She keeps on saying, hello, my brother, you're my brother, you're my this. And I said to her, look, you're my first black tenant, we've got a number of properties, and now I'm going to hassle. We shouldn't be going to court. And that's why I'm very, very upset about it.
Donovan knows he has a tough fight on his hands. He fears because his tenant has a legal background, she may know how to play the system.
She's going to defend the case with her stacks of stories and lies and everything else. I'm hoping that when she sees my face, she might have some remorse or guilt and say, my God, I'm doing the wrong thing, and then come to an agreement out of court to actually move out. Here's my sister, my dad. Hi. Come here. Hi, Dad. How are you? Hi, yes. Jack. Okay, well, I'm pleased to turn up anyway, so we'll see what happens. Maybe she might agree to move out in a month's time, but I doubt it, though. Because she said she'll fight being caught. She's on cuckoo land.
At the last minute, the tenant arrives for the hearing. Donovan's lawyer, Roger Obi, has discovered she's got a legal aid solicitor and is planning to fight the eviction.
Mr. Nelson.
Yeah. Hi, nice to meet you.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
I've had an opportunity to speak with the duty solicitor today.
Right, okay.
Who's going to represent your tenant.
Right, okay.
And he's raised a very great number of issues. For example, repayment of the deposit.
Right.
The actual amount of arrears which are stated. Right. And disrepair issues. We really need to check the papers.
Right.
And see where we go.
Okay.
The hearing takes just 5 minutes. Unfortunately for Donovan, his tenant's last-minute defence has done the trick. The judge demands more evidence and adjourns the case for 3 months.
The sad news is I'm going to trial, She's told lots and lots of lies and made up all these stories, so she'll be in the property for much longer without paying any rent. The advantage she's got is because she studied law for a number of years, that's why she's got an upper hand. She's saying there's been no hot water for 3 years. So talking about a broken chair and a broken table. And she's just saying that the flat's in disrepair. And then we're quite surprised by that because she's never informed me of this. And she's saying she called me to tell me about this and I didn't respond.
The burden of proof is now on the tenant to actually produce evidence of all her allegations. And from what Mr. Nelson tells me, it's unlikely that she'll be able to do that. So all in all, it might just be a delaying tactic before possession is eventually given up.
Thank you.
We'll continue in due course.
Right, okay, no problem. Okay, thank you.
Take care.
How long should we stay there for?
Well, until October, another hearing. And she's going to try and prolong that even longer. She's just a crook.
She has to pay her rent.
Well, she won't be paying rent either.
She's laughing then.
So anyway, until next time.
Donovan's confident his tenant won't be able to prove any of her allegations. Nonetheless, including legal fees, he's already owed over £6,500. With another court case in 3 months and no end in sight, Donovan could end up thousands more out of pocket.
Hi, Donovan, it's Paul Champlain. Are you OK?
2 weeks later, he asked Paul Champlina from Landlord Action for advice on how to keep costs from spiralling.
I mean, obviously, where we're at now, the judge has ordered various different directions.
Okay.
So it's like a real journey that you have to go on.
Right.
You know, even if we are successful, we get the property and we get the money order, you know, we want to be mindful of costs.
Of course.
Is there a way of you making an offer to try and do a deal to see if they can leave?
Right.
To avoid having a trial. Yeah?
Of course, and also make a note, whatever it costs, I want her out.
I understand that, and we're going to get her out for you. Don't worry.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Donovan, have a good day. Take care.
Okay, bye.
Bye, 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 bye. The best case scenario is to try and do a deal with the tenant. You know, this debt that's outstanding at the moment can rack up another 4 or 5 months. You know, it costs a lot of money. And is the tenant going to be paying the rent in the meantime? That's a $6 million question.
A few weeks later, Donovan takes Paul's advice.
I thought to myself, look, I'm dealing with a mad woman here, so let's just try and get her out, see what she wants. Does she want to stay 6 months, a year, whatever she wants, let's agree on a date, and then get her out of it. And then she reluctantly agreed on nearly 3 months rent-free further to stay in the property. So I'm not going after the money or any arrears, I'm just saying, pack your bags, go, move on, never speak to me again. And find somebody else to be a mug.
With a deal agreed and rubber-stamped by the lawyers, Donovan will hopefully save yet more legal fees as well as his peace of mind. Finally, he can look forward to his tenant leaving. In England, research shows a staggering 740,000 privately rented homes pose a serious risk to tenants' health. Tenants on low incomes are often the most vulnerable to exploitation. Today, housing officers from Peterborough Council are on a joint raid with local police.
Council's finest are on the job.
Gareth Brighton from the council has received a tip-off about a large number of people living in slum conditions.
We are going to a house of multiple occupancy, and there could be some issues around human trafficking, which is part of what this operation is about.
The landlord is already on the team's radar. 3 weeks earlier, housing officer Dave Marshall was investigating the property when neighbours complained there were people urinating outside.
I've got one already.
Can I have a look? I met this landlord a few times. The information he gave me at the time didn't give me any reason to any suspicions, so I let him be, but looks like there was some need for us to be in here.
But let's try the front first. You can wait out here if you want.
Yeah. I'm going in through there, yeah?
I think I can hear something. Hi.
Hello there.
Sorry to bother you. My name's Sergeant Kaylee Smith from Peterborough. I'm here with one of my council colleagues. I just wondered if we could come in for a chat. Who's here at the minute with you?
Oh,
Are you the owner?
no, he's my uncle.
Your uncle?
Yeah, we're together living here.
Oh, right, so you're a tenant as well?
Yeah.
The police need to know the identity and status of the tenants to check for evidence of human trafficking.
How long have you lived in this property?
It's about 2 years.
Okay.
Yes.
The housing team start to gather evidence of health hazards
I mean, look at this place.
and make a grim discovery.
Rat poos.
They are rat droppings, not what you want in a kitchen.
In your baking tray. It looks like there's an access point behind it. In the base there, you can see where they've been chewing. Strong smell of urine. More signs of rats. Having rat urine and rat feces in your kitchen, that's... Well,
This is pretty much as serious as it
really
gets.
ill. So yeah, it's a big issue.
Oh, one of our rodent friends that's been getting into the kitchen. Yeah, obviously. Quite literally a rat run under the floor. Just be mindful, be certain to sterilise everything, like your pens and whatnot. Unsealed electrics in an area where there's obviously a lot of moisture. Extension leads particularly close to where you've got a sink, so added risk of electrocution.
Where is your plug?
This is just the one. Extension leads, going into extension leads, increases the risk of electrocution and or fire.
Do you pay any rent or you just...
Housing officers need to know how many people are living here. This is only a 3-bedroom home, but there appear to be lots of tenants.
We've been told that there's 6 people, but obviously I'm looking at the amount of beds. We've got a double and a single in one room, so it could actually be more.
How many people do you think live here?
Oh, 7.
We'll just do a bed count then and make sure the number of beds tally up to how many names we've got.
Downstairs room has got 2 beds in. That's a divan base. We've got 4 mattresses.
How many of you in there, 2?
No, I'm alone and she's my girlfriend.
How many people are living in there?
The team are also highly suspicious of the building at the end of the backyard.
I'm not quite sure what this is supposed to be.
Who lives in this building here?
Nobody live in that good. Landlord just put something.
For storage?
That key on the landlord have a key.
Okay. That garage? They're saying it's storage.
I honestly don't think it's utilised.
Are you happy then from your part?
Yeah, well, we're going to have to come back, but we've certainly got enough to be getting on with.
From our point of view, there's nothing really.
After some background checks, the police are satisfied these tenants have nothing to do with their human trafficking investigation.
I've checked everyone through our police systems to make sure that nobody's wanted. As far as we're concerned at the minute, it's just a housing issue, a main housing issue that they're going to deal with in terms of the accommodation and the conditions.
For the council, it looks like they have a serious case of disrepair and slum conditions on their hands.
It's pretty grim. There's a lot wrong. Vermin that get into the kitchen, the preparation of food, it's just no good at all. But also, I've got my reservations about how many people are actually occupying. We were told 6. I've counted 9 bed spaces. Oh, yes.
There's rat poo and rat wee in there. I've got to eat.
The next step for housing officers is to contact the landlord. If he fails to make the house safe, they'll have no choice but to serve a prohibition order, making the occupants homeless. In Yorkshire, Craig Thornton has been battling to get his grandparents' old home back from his tenants. Now, after 5 months of unpaid rent and a court order granting him possession, finally there's good news.
Come on, down you go. Down your way.
The tenants have found a new house and are on the move.
Do about all falling out, mate.
Yeah, but what about you?
I'm all right.
It's a council property that we've got. Yes, a council property. Where we're going.
Is it stuck? No.
It's stuck there. Good boy. Good boy. I'll give you something to eat when I get to the other side, all right?
This is the very last trip.
Cats! Cats, we're getting rest on the second trip. Come on.
The relationship between Craig and his tenant Peter Watts has broken down completely.
I don't want anything to do with him. I don't want to do anything to him because I'm scared I might lose my rag with him and I don't want to do that. So. I feel good that now that it's over, it's less stress. So, less stress.
So for now, just tell him anything that's left he can dispose of as he sees fit.
Bye-bye.
Craig gets word his tenants have finally left.
Yeah, right, nice one.
And arrives to check on the property.
Horrible smell.
Oh, fucking hell.
Dirty, horrible. Oh. I've been down cleaner sewers. Well, I'm gonna have to brave it. Cat crap everywhere. And... Smells like they've been weaning here. There's a bloody chicken bone in the corner of the room. What's all that about? It was spotless. What they left all this for? I don't want it. I don't really want to touch out without gloves. I ain't touching that. I'm not touching sheets. Not that I don't even want to touch bloody handles on the door without any gloves. How can people live like... I just don't understand it. Pigs live better. Just scruff it, well, just... I expected the house to be dirty and empty, but it's dirty and full of crap. And that's putting it politely. The kitchen's disgusting. What? Oh, God, it stinks. Bins. Ah, fucking hell.
Including unpaid rent and legal fees, Craig is down nearly £3,000, money that he is very unlikely to see again. It's a bitter lesson.
Thought I were helping somebody and this is what can happen. Not good, not good. But at least it's just cleaning and there's no damage, so to speak. It just needs a bloody good clean. And I'll get my mum onto it. Done for today.
It's 10 days since Peterborough Council raided a rat-infested slum property. Housing officer Dave Marshall is visiting the landlord to see if he's brought the house up to scratch.
Hello.
The landlord, Manwar Ahmed, has brought his brother and lawyer, Atta Zafar, along to the meeting. Dave wants to know if he's addressed the 21 faults found. If not, the landlord could be prosecuted.
Electric sockets, I put the new one on here, which is restricted.
Yep. It would have been more useful if they were over here, though. Not ideal, but it'll be all right.
Fit everything properly.
Yeah.
This light now is a proper light, which has belonged to...
Well done, it's good. What about the rats?
Outside, he given the treatment.
Pest controllers come, put this box here.
He need one more visit on next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Then all will be complete.
Okay. There is new sockets installed in this room and a new window handle.
This is the bill which is...
The kitchen and fitting. Yeah.
Electrician has done the job.
Yep.
This is the pit.
You're a pest people, okay.
Spent nearly 1,300. Actually.
Yeah. 1,300 in 10 days. Yeah, no more rats, that's good. Well done, it's very good.
It's clear that Manoir, the landlord, has made major improvements in a short space of time. However, there are still a lot of mattresses at the house, and Manoir claims the tenants are subletting rooms without his knowledge.
As the landlord, you'll need to be the one that forces the hand. You need to help make them realise that they're not welcome to have so many people here.
They're making so many excuses, you know. And
yeah, you'll have to keep visiting to see if you see the same faces. If it's the same faces, then you need to start making moves to go.
They never ever call us. They never told us anything. We just come to the door, take the money, go back. Because, you know, somebody sleeping, somebody in the bathroom. Yeah. We can't have to see all the houses.
If you can't get to the bottom of it, then you serve notice on your tenant via the lawful process. And then from there, you can start to manage it to make sure that it doesn't happen again.
Thank you very much. Very nice to see you. Thank you very much, all of you. Yeah.
See you later. Please get that one done and out the way. You know, in the beginning, when you reflect on it, you think, God, I don't know how long I'll be dealing with this sodding house. And then when you come back and it's all done within 10 days, it's good. It's not very often that happens, so it's nice when it does.
Mr. Ahmed claims that he spent a lot of money making repairs to the property and now has a new family of 4 as tenants. Today, Donovan Nelson is on his way to finally get his nightmare tenant out. Having agreed to give her another 3 months rent-free, today her time is up and he hopes she will keep to the deal. But things are not going smoothly.
At 1 o'clock this morning, I got a text from her saying that she's left the property, but she won't give me the keys because she's still got her stuff in there. So I've texted back and said, regardless, I'm changing the locks and then I'll arrange access supervised for her to get her items later on. Worst case scenario is maybe she'll do a poop on the floor or something and say, surprise, surprise. Right, so we have arrived. I'm not sure if she's changed the locks. I think the top lock has been additional.
Thankfully, it looks like the tenant has finally left, though it appears she's changed the locks.
Hello? Okay, bye.
The locksmith has arrived to help Donovan break in.
Let's have a look at the door first. Right. I think it's the top lock needs coming out.
For a locksmith, some jobs are trickier than others.
That's off as well, you know.
Oh.
Let's see if there's any mistake. Oh, shit. I turned it the wrong way.
That's been done before.
Come in. Ay, 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 ay. Whoa! God, that's a mess. Okay. She said there's a little bit of stuff left in here. She lives like a slob. I'm surprised, because when you see her Facebook page, she looks so glamorous. She obviously didn't tidy up. Jesus. God, look how dirty this is. Bloody hell. Wow, lots of biscuits. She hasn't moved anything out. All of her food is here, clothes is here. She had no intention of leaving. This means that the whole saga is prolonged for longer. She'll still be indirectly in my life until she's moved all this stuff out. There's so much stuff here. It's like a hoarder. Unless she's got a problem of some sort, it's quite embarrassing, but she could have spoken to me. But anyway, it's time to move on. I can't carry her baggage. Excuse the pun.
Donovan is keen to find out if her list of complaints about the flat were valid.
These are the chairs she said was all broken. The chairs are fine, even for a fat house like mine. Does the water even work? Yeah, the water's warm. It's a shame. You see, she saw me coming, I was too nice. Oh, my God. Almighty God, welcome my case against all my enemies. Amen. Donovan Nelson. Shit, you're doing voodoo on me. I don't know what shit. God. How can I be an enemy when I'm a landlord and she's not paying me rent and she's living there for free? And I thought as a friend by saying, hold on, let's do a payment plan, let's work things out. And she saw me as an enemy because I wanted the property back. God.
As a precaution, to make sure the tenant can't get back in, Donovan gets the locksmith to change the locks.
I'd be much happier if everything was empty.
You can't have everything.
Of course, it's true, yeah.
But you didn't really expect to come in and it'll be absolutely...
I did, actually.
You didn't?
I did, I swear to God.
Absolutely perfect? Even a bottle of wine on the table?
No, I expect everything would be empty and nicely clean. I don't know why. I just thought that's...
This is pretty good.
I didn't expect all this junk from a lady.
Oh.
If it was a man, yeah. I thought women was tidier. Yeah, I thought women, yeah.
A lady lives alone is not tidy.
Okay, all right, okay. I'm going to Knightsbridge to have some sushi, so at least I can then say, yes, fine, one chapter closed. Well, it's not really, she's still got some of her stuff here, but at least it's a big relief. It's over! Thank you, bye-bye.
Having gone 7 months without receiving the full rent, Donovan is over £6,000 out of pocket. But he's ready to draw a line under the saga with his nightmare tenant. A week's passed since Craig Thornton got his property back.
It just stinks of cat wee.
Including legal fees, he's lost nearly £3,000. But to add insult to injury, he's now faced with clearing out all the tenant's unwanted possessions and cleaning the house, all at his own expense.
It stinks.
Oh, look at it down there.
Cat poo and biscuits. Oh, you got short straw with that, then. Progress is good. I can actually go in house without gipping now. So once all this is gone, then we can give it a good sweep, because there's still cat poo about, vac it, and then get carpet washer on it and see if it comes up. Last and Dad, I think. It'll go in James's van.
After half a dozen trips to the tip and the help of a friend with a van, the house is finally empty.
Yeah, it's a lot better. Just needs a good sweep up, a massive disinfectant. And that's ground in cat poo. One of them three has stepped in it and just left it. I found that in bedroom as well. Yeah, well, at least that's all crap out of the way, innit?
Another 2 months, and the job's almost done.
No cat shit and piss and chicken bones. This has been washed about 3 times. My mum were on her hands and knees with bleach and stuff, and the stains still won't come out. Bless her.
For Craig, the dispute with his tenants has always been about more than money. He was very close to his grandparents. As a young man, he lived with them here for several years.
That's one of my grandmas. And it's a bit different in here as well. It's my grandma's bedroom. When I moved out, Grandad moved into my bedroom, which is this one. I would always see her from a kid. I was a grandma's boy. I'd come here every weekend and stay Friday and Saturday and then go home on a Sunday afternoon. So I'd hardly see my mum and dad on a weekend because I would always with grandma. I'm still emotionally attached to it, but I do look at it now as, especially now, it's just bricks and mortar. The memories from my grandma and granddad, nobody can take them away from me. I'll always have them. So it's just an house now.
It's been an upsetting and unsettling experience for Craig, but it was even worse for his dad.
My dad didn't like coming over. It made him quite upset. Whoa. Ooh, that's not good. Just give us a minute. Fuck's sake.
Craig has come to a momentous decision. He can't face renting the property out again and has decided to put it on the market.
I can't trust somebody to move in. So that's the bottom line of it. No matter who it was, there'd always be doubt in my mind, are they going to leave it like them? So I need to sell it. It's as simple as that.
The tenant, Mr. Watts, claimed there was a damp problem in the property and that he had shown Mr. Thornton photographs. He also claimed that Mr. Thornton had failed to fix the lights when asked and said the property did not smell of cats.